in the French Revolution and their struggle for political rights was the major issue on that time. Women's want to political rights and right to vote under the Constitution of 1791, and also after the revolution, women gained from the revolution and law passed there to improve their lives. They gained access to education with the introduction of state schools and system of compulsory education for girls. Women in France got the right to vote in year 1946.
Now, irrespective of their status in the society, women had participated actively in many events of the French Revolution itself. Do you know that in the early October of 1789, many women from Paris marched to Versailles, which was located some 12 miles away, to bring back the king to Paris. Also, they started forming political clubs and newspapers to discuss and raise their interests and concerns. The most prominent and famous club amongst these was the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. With the help of these activities, women now demanded the right to vote, to contest in the assembly and hold political office, to get equal pay in wages, etc. They felt that even if the new government had introduced some improvements, it was not enough to represent their interests. Women like Olympe de Gouges stood hard opposed to the Constitution of 1791.
Olympe de Gouges, she was one of the most important of the politically active women in the revolutionary France. She protested against declaration of rights of men and citizens for excluding women from the basic rights. In 1791, she wrote a declaration of the rights of women and citizens, which she addressed to the Queen. She criticized the Jacobin government forcibly during closing the Women's Club. She was charged by the National Convention with treason and soon after executed.
And wrote a declaration of the rights of women and citizens in protest to the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. The first declaration contained in Gouges' declaration states, "Woman is born free and remains equal to men in rights." However, these demands were met with the most stringent opposition from many members of the government. And the movement had to be sustained for a couple of centuries before women were allowed to vote in France in 1946. Let us also remember that the suffrage movements in Ireland and other parts of the world during the late 19th and the early 20th century were important to this victory in 1946.